episode. My name is Travis. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic co host, Eric, and we are joined with our special guest, Scott, who's joining us again to
Woohoo.
talk some pro wrestling. Scott, how you been, man?
Good, dude. How are you doing with your beautiful beard?
How's, living life one day at a time?
I'm jealous. Mine's all
Yeah, Eric,
patchy.
yeah, it's because you can't grow one.
I know.
It's that cheap
Sad.
Canadian air you breathe.
I figured it was the watered down beer. Whatever.
Are y'all at 3-2 up there? Is that like a thing?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
3-2
I
beer?
don't.
That's the way it was in Oklahoma. I always felt like a champion when I was in Oklahoma because you could drink like 2 cases of 3-2 beer and be sober.
That's how it was in Utah for a long time.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Utah was also a 3-2 state. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
Uh,
the driving limit was so low that even if you had two watered down beers, you could still get a DUI.
well, that's why
Which,
you get the beer before you go to your house.
right? Yeah, they've changed all the laws, thankfully, but crazy
Yeah,
place.
3-2 beer is like water. But I
Basically.
digress. We're not talking about beer on this episode, which may be something we bring up. We may bring up a brewing episode. Who knows?
I have brewed my own beer. So
Yeah,
to
I made bunker
excellence
hooch
and
once. It was an experience.
I made
You know,
real
you
beer.
You can invite Stone Cold onto that podcast. He'll
Heck
talk
yeah.
beer with you.
I've tried his beer. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not as good as the Steve Weisers back in the day, which was just his logo put on a Budweiser can.
Gross.
I
I'd
would have
rather
bought
not drink a
that.
beer.
They used to sell them. You could get Steve Weisers, and it was basically just a Stone Cold branded Budweiser. But I digress. We're gonna jump in to tonight's topic, which is the WrestleMania recap, the fun 2-night event that was last weekend. And we're gonna give like a little breakdown what we thought of each match as we come across it, and I guess maybe give it like an overall score at the end. We'll just give it like an A, B, C, D, or F rating. If it was real bad, we can go all the way down to W. I don't think anything on the show was that bad.
We got to come up with our
There was
own
no gobbledygooker, so there was.
we got to come up with our own scheme at some point, like Firefly. That's like an A, because that's the best nerdy show ever. And
I was
then
thinking
like
about
all
just
the way
doing.
down to like
I was gonna break it down to like just good or bad. We could just do yay or boo.
yeet or no yeet.
Oh, I will. I'll kick you off this show.
Eric,
I don't
thought
have
you
that kind of
liked
power.
us.
Eric's actually the one in charge of this show.
Dude, oh man, I can't stand it. I finally saw like a whole match with them in it. Oh, but anyways, we'll get to it. But
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Actually, we're gonna talk about it right now because that was match 1, night 1.
Oh no, we need to start with how they brought John Cena, because that was epic and a very smart move to bring him into host
As a
WrestleMania.
host,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
very
good host.
lively. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he works the crowd great. I mean, the guy's
Oh,
got a
yeah,
ton
the
of microphone
pop.
experience. Yeah.
Did you say he's hot?
The pop.
Oh,
But I mean,
like, wow.
they-
all right.
It's
I
just
mean,
Jim
I
Varney.
agree, but
It's just
That
Jim
full head of
Varney on
hair?
steroids. He doesn't have a full head of hair. There's a spot at the back that's in trouble.
dude, I just can't unsee him as Ernest.
No, he's Jim Varney on steroids. He's just
Yeah,
a big Ernest.
it's so crazy.
I'll
I
never
think you're
forget
the one
that
that showed that to me,
Yeah, I
actually.
did. It's because like I saw it and I was like, this is stuck forever. There's no unseeing this. So yeah,
Yeah.
John Cena was the host. He got to do all the MC and announcements, which was dope. Like I said, it's always fun to see Cena doing stuff because he's a cool dude. He was probably one of the most hated guys in wrestling for a little while until he went away and finally reached that legend status. And so now everybody's always excited to see him. It's kind of the same thing with like Randy Orton, which we'll get to talk about him later in the night too, because he had a confusing match with Cody Rhodes. But yeah, match 1, night 1, which was they call them preliminary matches now, like it's an undercard, and I hate that. Hate it. Don't like that at all.
It's because LA Knight was in it. Don't lie.
No, I liked that match because LA Knight was in it. He was the only one I liked. And actually, that's not true. I like iShow Speed because he's just out there having a good time.
I was gonna say you
I
can't hate
gotta
on
give
that
it-
man.
I hate the celebrity involvement that they have, and I didn't know who iShow Speed was because I'm an old man now. But every time that dude has shown up has been A plus. Braun almost spearing him into pieces was incredible.
Yeah,
I
Braun,
only watched.
Braun
I only
folded that
watched.
man.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy what he did to him. And I only watched highlights of the match because I didn't tune in fast enough to see that. But him jumping off and doing that frog splash to the table, I'm like, what are they paying you to do this? Or are you just doing it because you love it?
He's just out there for the memes.
He's like that nerdy kid that finally gets to wrestle like any one of us if we wanted to wrestle and go out there. That's iShow Speed. And then like they pick on him, he gets saved. He goes up in the top, he jumps off, he splashes on Paul. That's
Yeah,
like every person's dream. Like who doesn't want a frog splash? Like
Logan
Logan Paul. Like come on.
I will, like I said, that match was fun. It was fine. I didn't find anything wrong with it. I called it wrong because I thought for sure that the Usos were going to turn on LA Knight. I thought for sure that's what would happen, given the way they built it up. But, LA Knight and the Usos got the win. They then subsequently got to go rescue
iShow Speed.
iShow Speed from the Vision. And it was fun. It was fine. I gave it like a C plus, maybe a low B.
No, dude, you got to give that at least a B or an A because iShow Speed.
This is not an A. That is not an A match.
Oh my god, just that one move, dude! Like that was huge. Like you see how scared he was.
That doesn't get an A. He did.
I would give him an A. Match overall, I think a low B is fair. And I just got to say real quick, I know this is the most unpopular opinion of all time, but I love Logan Paul. As
he's
a
so
bad
athletic.
guy,
he's
so good. And that pisses me off because I know how much he sucks.
Yeah, I want to hate him. Like, I want to hate him so bad.
You can't.
Like, I don't know anything about the guy outside of he owns Prime or whatever, and he's an incredible wrestler. And then I find out all the other stuff in his life. I'm like, oh, I get it. But
his finish with the pulverizer, it's
incredible, man.
Good move. It's so good. Just that pop-up DDT thing. Ugh. When he pulled that off on AJ Styles, I was like, that's a good person to do that with first, because AJ Styles knows how to sell a move. Which missed AJ Styles. He was on the pre-show, and like all I could think of was like, you deserved a better retirement tour.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. He'll make it.
Match 2 of the preliminaries. Still hate that. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Fatu all the way. There was no chance Drew was coming away with the victory in that. Which is a shame because Drew deserves like a long televised good title run for how heavily he carried the company during COVID.
Imagine going from world champ and not a very long-term one a few weeks ago to losing in the pre-show at Mania in like a month?
Yeah.
That poor guy.
I can't take Jacob Fatu seriously for 2 reasons. Both of them directly connected to LA Knight. Because the first one was when he goes, if you're not going to use your inside voice, I'm going to put your ass outside. When he shoved him out the door during Knight's first like feud against the Bloodline. And then when he was talking trash to him on the mic and he said, you don't tell your big-headed cousin to get in this ring because I'll kick him so hard he won't be able to stop the shakes. And like, I can't take Jacob Fatu seriously after that. That man is buried, in my opinion.
And that's why LA Knight is pure gold.
Yeah, he's so good. He's so good on the mic and just constantly. I really wish they would give him a freer reign with like his promos and stuff, because I know it's fairly scripted, but my gosh, that comment. It's like, tell your big-headed cousin not to get in this ring because I'll kick him so hard he can't stop the shakes.
He's someone I would have liked to have seen in the Attitude Era with a lot more leeway.
Oh, God, can you imagine?
Oh, he'd have been
the
good.
LA Knight, he would fit in so great like back then, but it's nice to see him now because it's nice to have like that feeling of that era a little bit with him there.
It looks like he's going to be feuding with Gunther, and I know they're going to feed him to Gunther, but again, my heart
They
always
won't.
it always gets my hopes up because I'm like, but what if he beats Gunther? He's not.
God, I hate Gunther. Like, change the channel, turn the show off kind of hate.
The Ring General. We'll get to him
Oh,
in a
he's-
minute. So yeah, Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre. It was a street fight. It was fine. It was your typical hardcore match. I liked it.
Yeah, there was no
Uh,
big pops that I thought happened in the
fun-
match. That was the last one I watched on day one. I
Fun,
watched all
creative
day
use of
2.
weapons. I always
Yeah.
like seeing him dump the toolbox
Why is he so afraid of the toolbox again, by the way?
because Edge messed him up in Hell in a Cell with the toolbox.
Oh.
Punk. It was Punk.
Oh, it's
But
Punk.
yes.
Yeah, Punk messed him up with in the cage match with the toolbox. That's right. Yeah.
I'm not trying to sidetrack real quick. Eric, have you seen that match between Punk and Drew?
No.
That's an A+
Ye-
match.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a wrestling fan you are, but that match is so brutal, it's worth a non-wrestling fan watching.
I'll have to check it out.
Highly
I used to be a
recommend.
big fan of Mankind, so I love the
Oh, yeah.
Who
brutal.
does? Who's Mick Foley? Mick Foley is going to be on every episode of Dark Side of the Ring this season, I think.
Shocker.
Yeah, they asked him. They're like, "What do you think of Hacksaw Jim Duggan?" He was like, "It's hard to understand how anyone cannot like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You have to go out of your way to not like Jim Duggan." And I was like, "Oh, like Mick Foley's just turned into a wholesome little old man, and I love it."
He really has. A crippled little man.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm sure he's gonna have to hit DDP up to get some physical therapy going.
What was the third
So yeah,
match?
Jacob Fatu beats Drew McIntyre with a series of super kicks and then a moonsault, which I do love his moonsault. It's so clean watching him hop from the
Mhm.
middle rope to the top to hit
Mhm.
that moonsault. So clean.
It's all right.
First on the main show, hate that, was the women's tag team match. I called this one wrong as well. I picked Charlexa to win.
I like that name.
Yeah, that's what they're going by, is Charlexa, and I dig it too.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, that's what it is.
I thought they were the best friends or something. I haven't watched wrestling much lately.
They started off as like no, it was We're Not Friends was their thing,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
but yeah, they're Charlexa now. I don't care what anybody says. Their costumes also the best for WrestleMania. Their coordinated
Yeah,
outfits, 10,
agree with
10
that.
out of 10, no notes.
I already told you the worst one. My favorite was the demon, though. If we're talking costumes.
Yeah, but
Demon was
it's
just
that
so
way.
good.
It looks that way every time. Is the thing is Charlexa's ring gear changes from show to show. Anytime you see the demon, that's how the demon's gonna look.
With the head on the stick and everything, and like
Yeah. That's pretty typical. But yeah, it was Nia
Which is a
Jackson,
good
Lash
thing.
Legend as the champs against Charlexa, which is Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. Which one of the Bella Twins, I forget which one, was replaced by Paige. Dope that Paige is back.
Yeah, I agree.
Boo that they put her with a Bella.
Also agree.
And then they won. Paige and one of the Bellas won, and I'm like, yay, Paige.
is it the Bella that was married
Damn
to
it.
John Cena? Because
I
if
don't
it's not,
care.
that's probably
I don't care
the
which
one
one
that
it is.
bailed.
They're interchangeable. You could have a. It could be Al Snow's like mannequin head for all I care. I don't
That's some hatred, bud.
don't
just
like
feel
the
like-
Bella. They're boring. They always take credit. It's like, we were part of the women's revolution. I was like, no, you weren't. You were one of the
You
founding
sucked
members
your
of
way
Total...
to the top.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
you were
all
one
it
of the
was.
founding members of Total Divas. Like, you were 100% Divas era.
Yeah,
They
they're
don't
Sable,
get
awful.
to
China.
take credit for the women's revolution.
Sable in China, Sunny, whoever that chick was with
China, yes. Sable and Sunny, no. They were
What?
eye candy. They were fun bags attached to blonde hair.
And that's a problem. Why?
I'm not saying it was a problem, but they're not wrestlers. Like,
They were
Okay.
Sable for sure was a wrestler, and she helped kick
you
off
are
women's
out
wrestling.
of your mind. Go back and watch any Sable match where she's not having to take off clothes.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And yes,
ones.
Al Snow is a long callback. I'm aware, Serica. I know that that's an old reference.
I still love
Uh,
Al Snow.
I do too. He's also one of those guys where I'm like, you just seem like a neat guy.
Oh yeah, I'd hang out with him.
So after that women's intercontinental match, thank you. My beard is the best on the podcast. I appreciate the compliment. I work hard on it. Yeah, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Good match from start to finish. Both of them fantastic at the ring. AJ Lee really has not lost a step, in my opinion. Scott's camera keeps trying to escape.
Yeah, the cat keeps laying into my iMac, which is causing the whole thing. I love her
Just
dearly, but
tilt.
yeah,
You gotta love cats.
I was like, you got to
I
leave it to a
do.
cat to be the most inconvenient place on the planet.
well,
Clarks were devastating because they would get up and then immediately show the asterisks to the camera. Like,
my favorite.
I didn't get to
But yeah,
see that fight though. AJ
that match
Lee.
was fine. It ended with typical heel shenanigans, the turnbuckle removal, referee interference, or not interference, but like the referee went down. Becky Lynch came away the champ. Which is dope. I like Becky Lynch. She's always been one of my favorites. And I like AJ Lee. I think they kept her looking strong in this whole thing, which is, you know, you got to protect the stars as best you can. I don't think she came away looking weak, and it was fine. I give it a B, B plus.
I would also agree. I think B is a solid choice. I will give Becky's entrance F negative because one, what is that song? And two, they were syncing so poorly. It was embarrassing. Oh, that was a poor call.
AJ Lee's entrance was dope with all the kids coming out skipping, holding their replica
Did you-
IC belts.
Did you see the little girl in the background that like just ping ponged across because she missed
No,
her entrance?
Oh, I missed that.
I'll send you a video. She totally pulled a Danhausen. She like looked at the corner and just like scurried across the back.
Nice.
That's so funny. Oh,
By the way, he's my
wife.
favorite wrestler now.
Ah, Bubby.
Welcome to the show.
Danhausen.
We're live.
You want to move the camera? There.
Don't worry, the cat will move it back. But yeah, that whole match was fine. I love Becky's rivalry with the ref. I think that was a neat touch that they threw in the ref that she has beef with.
I assume that was an ongoing thing. We were watching
Yeah.
it, but like I said, I haven't watched WWE in a while, and I was like, why is she just pissing with the ref? Like she's fighting AJ, but obviously that was a thing.
Yeah, that was some like recurring storytelling at its finest because it started off with her beefing with the ref.
I like it.
Yeah, so it was like a good. It was like the Kevin Owens thing, where it's like you can't come out until they say your name. You know, when they were portraying Kevin Owens as going crazy, because like, does no one remember when 2 weeks ago, like, you guys were enemies? What happened? So yeah, it was good. Like I said, B plus. And then we had who was next? Oh, Gunther and Seth Rollins. Go ahead and talk about Gunther. Go ahead, Scott. Get it out of your, you were adamant in the pre-show. Tell me about Gunther.
I've always felt I used to really like him, but the way they're pushing him as the career killer, I understand it's his shtick, but it's just not working, man. He's so boring. He could beat the hell out of people, and I love that, but he is the most awful character. Just like I said, change the channel, kind of boring. I have no interest in him anymore. I liked him with Imperium, but man,
he's got to do like original Undertaker and not talk so much, and maybe have like a coach beside him or something, like how he had Paul in the very beginning. Like I don't remember him even saying anything. Like the first few times I saw him, like
he had Ludwig Kaiser and who was the other guy?
Giovanni something.
Vinci.
Yeah.
And they did most of the mic work for him, which worked great.
That's what should happen. Like he seems like a very technical wrestler.
He's very talented in the ring.
Yeah, well, you just can't use a mic. So just I don't know, make somebody curse them or something. They used to do that all the time back in the day. curse him, he can't talk anymore or something, and he just has someone
Danhausen
talk
can
for him.
curse
Yeah,
him if he's on the
Danhausen.
show, Yeah,
Yeah, see, that dude is awesome. By the way, I never saw him
Oh,
before.
yeah.
He's the best part of comedy wrestling.
I can't wait to talk about him.
Yeah,
Um,
oh yeah.
But yeah, Gunther and Seth Rollins, good match. I mean, any match that Seth Rollins is in is going to be exciting to watch to an extent because Seth Rollins is the HBK of the modern era. I
Yep.
would put those guys. I would give up any amount of money that I have to have Prime HBK go up against Prime Seth Rollins because that
Yep.
match would be absolute fire.
But HBK wouldn't be good anymore because the super kick everybody does it, so it's not a finisher anymore.
That's
It's
not
just to like.
so.
What are
Here's
you
the thing:
doing?
it wasn't until he retired that everybody started doing the super kick because on shows he would tell Vince, he was like, "Hey, I'm going to be on Raw. Like when I'm on Raw, nobody does super kicks but me. I do the super kick." And then that way it kept you still got that pop for the super kick. Now it's a transition move. They do it after the collar and tie up.
I blame the Young Bucks for that one.
And the
For
Usos.
ruining it. And the Usos. Yeah,
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, they started the LA Knight, the first
Well,
fight
and
off
then now
by.
every luchador does the super kick. Every
Everybody
you wear
does
a
it,
luchador
dude.
mask, you do the super kick.
But yeah,
So like I said, it was fine. That match was good.
It was the best night or best match of the whole night, I thought.
Oh, for sure. But again, it's hard. I've yet to see Seth Rollins really have just a bad match.
And Gunther performed great too. I have to give him credit.
Oh, he plays his role so well. He really does. It's just not an exciting role anymore.
Right.
Which
I
is
agree.
fine. Like I said, I'm curious as to what his favor to Paul Heyman is now that Brock's gone.
I think that was going to be the favor. We could talk about Brock in a second.
Well, that's night 2. We can't jump ahead.
No, I know,
yeah,
I know.
Got 2
but
matches left.
Seth had the upper hand. Braun Breaker made his return. Absolutely sawed him in half with that first spear.
that
Threw him back in the ring.
long-
Gunther put him in the chokehold. Got the tap out. Seth was recovering. Got hit by a second spear, which was not the cleanest.
Yeah.
There's some miscues on that one between Seth because when he leapt, Seth Rollins wasn't even facing him to hit
But
his
they
spear.
totally made up for it with that spear from the whole entry ramp. Braun is a beast. That was crazy.
So fast. Yeah. So yeah, Gunther gets his favor from Paul Heyman. Whatever it's supposed to be. Seth Rollins is going to continue his beef with Braun Breaker, which is fine. I would just like to see some resolution and conclusion to some storylines because a lot of them have been going on way too long.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
In the video game, if it goes too long, it starts getting negative reviews.
Yeah,
feuds.
Speaking of negative reviews, night 1 did not do well.
No.
But this was definitely the best match of the night by far.
Yeah, I agree.
Next
give it an
one.
A.
Yeah, I'd give that one an A. Maybe an A-. But definitely in the A's. It's not an A+ match. This is not a 5-star classic. Co-main event: Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan. Good match. It was decent. Liv's entrance was a spectacle. I'll say the least. If you're a big fan of Liv Morgan, you should definitely watch that entrance.
Yes, sir. We'll have to now.
Match was good. Good, lots of back and forth, very tightly contested. Liv came out with the win, which I think is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have seen Stephanie carry the title for a little longer, given that she's the younger talent. But given the way the Judgment Day operates, I think Liv winning it was the right call.
Yeah,
based on what the odds were. So I'd give that one like a B. It's fine.
What is your overall thought on Judgment Day at this point?
We're in a weird position. I would like to see them progress the Judgment Day with Liv kind of suddenly being the behind the scenes puppet master for everyone. And then that lead to the ultimate like blow up about like how she's been manipulating Dom this whole time, and that's why she had to kick Finn out, is because she couldn't manipulate him the same way, and eventually see like her turn on Roxanne Perez and what's the other lady's name? Raquel Rodriguez. I'd like to see
Yep.
her essentially just betray both of them in the ultimate, like, I'm super evil kind of heel thing. And I think that would be a fine place to take that story. And then just let Dom do whatever he wants. Let Dom just be a weird, creepy, skeevy guy wherever he wants to stand and get booed. Dom can do that. I have no notes on his character because it's perfect.
I agree. He should never change. I just
Yeah,
feel like
it's-
the group in general ran its course a couple of years ago. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work the way they transitioned it, and now that's it's this weird like gangster, mostly girl group, which is fine, but it's not the Judgment Day anymore.
yeah, like I said, I don't know. They
Girl
started losing
power.
me when they got rid of when they got rid of Damian Priest when he was doing the
Yeah.
All Rise for the Judgment Day.
Right. That's when it stopped, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it was weird. Weird not to see Damian Priest at this show.
Yeah. Was it last year he was
He was champ
world
last
champ?
year. Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of weird
His
decisions.
feud with Drew McIntyre, so good.
Oh yeah.
One of the best feuds. After that, Bianca Belair announced that she was pregnant. So congrats to Bianca and Montez Ford for their upcoming baby.
A plus.
I
Was great.
knew that's what that announcement was going to be when
So
she
did
came
we.
out to the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is a pregnancy announcement for sure.
Yeah. What else could it be?
Yeah.
So what they need to do is they need to have a really cool match, and the winner gets to name the baby. That's what it needs to be.
I
And
would
they
pay
could
for
even-
that.
They could even sell it and give the person whoever wins the name, but just to like make it interesting. I would definitely do that.
It's the,
See, the
it's
problem
Judy
is-
on a pole match all over again.
With current WWE, it would be given an ad sponsor name. Be like, oh,
That's
here's
fine.
Capital One Junior.
Yeah, I was gonna
If
hold
Capital
off
One's
on
gonna
talking
pay
about.
gonna pay for my kid's college and stuff, my kid can be Capital One. I'm okay with that.
I mean, that's fair. Capital would be a pretty cool name.
Yeah,
There were
I
so
mean,
many ads this WrestleMania.
Yeah. Gross.
Don't like
It
that.
was bad.
Which a lot of people are just like, I can't believe there's ads during a WrestleMania. And I was like, a lot of you are forgetting during the Attitude Era when Jim Ross would just transition and it's like, and now we're going to talk about the 1-800-COLLECT Slam of the Week. And they would say
Mhm.
1-800-COLLECT like 80 times in a row.
And it was always that and Snickers and Slim Jim.
Yeah.
It's
Slim
always
Jim
been
was on
there.
the
It's just-
tables.
Yeah, the product placement has
Oh.
always been there. It's just so like they're beating you over the head with it at this point, and the straight up just
Mhm.
commercial breaks
Mhm.
are wild for a pay-per-view as
I
opposed
was
to
a
them
little-
just being red ads.
I was a little upset. All the turnbuckles now are ads, and the tables are ads. Like they have Slim Jims on the table.
At least
their
they don't
logo
have to say
and the
they
turnbuckle.
snapped the Slim Jim table anymore.
Yeah, they were doing that. That was so bad. I don't know if we want to talk about all of this. Do you want to talk about Cody's match real quick, and we'll come back to this?
Let's talk about Cody's match. I think we can hold off. Let's get through the matches, and then we can talk about how wild all the advertising thing was at the
I
end.
like that.
So yeah, main event, we have Cody Rhodes, who's maybe a face, maybe a heel, going up against Randy Orton, who everyone was cheering regardless of how
Oh,
despicable
yeah.
he behaved. Pat McAfee was also there. He was doing Pat McAfee things. Not sure why, but Pat McAfee was definitely there. He was the most present at that match of all the Pat McAfees in attendance.
Because there
There
was
was-
no NFL College Game Day today, and his podcast wasn't running, or not today, but when it was going on WrestleMania. So he had some free time. He figured
I
he'd just
actually
drop
like
by.
Pat McAfee. His
Wow,
involvement in
huge
this
fan.
was weird. It was just
Yeah, I
strange.
love Pat. Yeah, but he's what's the owner of TKO's? Ari Emanuel, whatever.
Yeah, Ari Emanuel.
He is being represented by Ari, so he's his direct agent. And I guess they wanted some real sports star power. So the owner of TKO was just like, you're in the show now.
Which I loved.
Oh.
I loved him when he was an announcer. God, he was one of my favorites. I would put him up there with like Michael Cole as being just
Yeah.
a quality color commentator.
Him and Cole are equal to JR and King, in my opinion.
For sure. That dynamic
Absolute
is so
top quality. Yeah.
So good.
What about Taz? He was pretty good.
Taz was good. Taz was better when he was paired with Booker because both of them would just kind of they would just ramp each other up. They would just feed off one another, and then by the time the end of the show rolled around, both of them were saying insane things on the microphone.
They were both so unhinged about everything, and I loved it.
Yeah. I am sad that Booker T wasn't one of the announcers for this. Not that I don't like Wade Barrett or Michael Cole. Both of them are fantastic. I love both of them. But I missed hearing Booker T on color commentary, especially with the Devil's Kiss happening in the Liv Morgan Vaquer match.
See,
But
I
yeah,
think
so-
Booker, he should have been in for a match or two. He can be a little too much if he's for too long. But
Yeah.
man, he is funny on some of it.
Oh, he's so good. The women's matches are my favorite.
Yes.
But I digress. So Cody came out with. I liked Cody's entrance. Everyone was kind of like on it. I liked it. It was like the
I thought it was
evolution of
okay.
Cody Rhodes from generic wrestler number 4 into Stardust, which was the worst gimmick. Period.
Literally ever.
Yeah. And then finally you had Homelander, which was his current gimmick, I guess. It's just his current costume. It's not his gimmick.
I wish it was his gimmick. It'd be,
It'd be
so
better
much
than
better.
what he's doing right now. I have no idea what's happening with Cody Rhodes, but we'll get into that.
Do we
Randy Orton
ever,
came
though?
out to Voices because that's been his theme for a really long time.
20 years now, probably.
Yeah. Which dope song. I have it on my workout playlist. I love that song.
Yeah.
Pat
It's not
McAfee
bad.
came out with him. Jelly Roll was out there, which was crazy.
Jelly Roll looks fantastic.
Jelly Roll is looking good. He's also just one of those dudes that's happy to be there because he likes
Mhm.
wrestling, which is nice. That's one of the celebrities that I'll like that's fine that Jelly Roll's there. But he did get to drop a big elbow on Pat McAfee through a table, which always makes me like gonna get a good
Jelly
laugh.
Roll, he was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast,
Mhm.
I don't know, sometime last year, and he was talking about his crazy physical transformation. And it is strictly because he wants to wrestle. That's his whole motivation.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I'm behind
That's
it
crazy.
100%. Good for you, Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I love that.
I like your music
So
too.
Yeah, he's such a wholesome guy. His whole interview was like, wow, I don't know his music, but I like him.
Yeah, you're just like Mega Post Malone. You're just the bigger size. You're just the upsized version of Post Malone.
That's the best compliment.
Not to be confused with Pre Malone, who was the one before. That's still by far the best gamer tag I've ever came across in the wild. Somebody named themselves Pre Malone. I was like, that's quality. Like, it's so good.
That is pretty good.
I had no idea who I was supposed to be cheering for and who I was supposed to be booing in that whole match because both of them are heels. Maybe.
The crowd loves Randy, justifiably. Randy is one of my favorites of all time.
He's a legend now. He went from a legend
Yeah.
killer to the legend.
I've always loved Randy. And I actually really, really like Cody too. I respect the story and the way he has created his own life. And
You have to respect the grind.
Yeah, and man, that guy does the craziest things just to prove himself all the time that he doesn't have to do at this point.
No.
I will send you guys the picture of his eye, but he legitimately almost lost his eye from that kick. His face is,
Dedicated.
yeah, it's crazy the stuff he does. I just think his character has run its course. He finished
I
his
think
story.
I think it's time for a
Okay.
shake-up.
Yeah.
Gold
And I
Dust
would
returns.
love to see Homelander Cody Rhodes. Like, let's straight up just be skeevy and scummy and evil.
Yeah, and that's the fact that keeps teasing it and then going back to the I'm Superman. I think is why people are getting pissed off. It's like, just finally give it to us. I'm sick of the stories running for 2 or 3 years and there's no real payoff. Just
Yeah.
give me some, like, that's part of why I haven't watched WWE lately. One is I can't. It's just too much and too little at the same time. But I feel like I can not watch for 6 months, turn Raw back on, and the same crap is still happening.
It you're not super far off. Some stuff gets progressed and moves forward. I'm looking forward to seeing where they're going with some of the storyline stuff. They're pushing Jacob Fatu to take on Roman Reigns, but again, he's buried in my heart. Oh, we're off topic again. Back Cody Randy.
Sorry.
Massive amounts of interference between Pat McAfee and like the referee. Pat McAfee came down in a referee outfit with a neck brace on, sprinting, which was funny.
I thought it was so funny.
I had the giggles on that one. Michael Cole's reaction to that was amazing. Who gave him a referee shirt? This can't be official. He didn't even take his shades off. All for that to end up with Randy Orton hitting Pat McAfee with an RKO.
So I didn't get to watch Raw this week. Did they talk about that at all?
No.
Why Randy turned on him? What?
No, we're not. We don't talk about it. we're teasing CM Punk versus Cody already.
What? See,
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who to boo.
One of the biggest fumbles in WrestleMania history.
Yeah.
That they just sweep under the rug like they should say something about it.
Nobody talked about it.
Not talking about it.
The first rule of weird match finish is we don't talk about weird match finish.
So just like last year when Travis Scott appears and then nobody says a word about it ever again. Same situation, huh?
Yeah. Or The Rock teasing an additional member to be part of his little faction after John Cena joined him, and then that went nowhere.
And The Rock literally never shows up again.
Yeah, and then we had to turn John Cena back to face because we didn't have a heel story anymore. Anyway, that's going to get me into conspiracy theory, Travis, where The Rock is secretly sabotaging Triple H in order to take over as the creative content officer for WWE. Which is just going to be a bunch of his cousins holding the titles.
Cody Rhodes was definitely the bad guy, and that's where he's going. I didn't see the fight, so I don't know.
But you have unhinged Randy who's just handing out RKOs to anybody nearby, which is the legend killer.
Which the crowd loves. As far as that crowd is concerned, Cody was the heel. 100%.
Yeah, dude, he got no reaction to any big moves he did. Everyone was just like, meh. Which that crowd was super mid. That's part of the problem with ticket prices is that it's become a status symbol and not like diehard fans. Which also, did you see the entire row of people dressed up as green shirt chin pube guy?
Yes, that was great.
It was amazing. Best cosplay ever. He was there, ringside again. On hard camera side, always. Center. I love green shirt guy. He's been the most consistent performer in WWE.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Is green shirt guy.
As much money as that guy has spent to be at the shows, he's funding several of their salaries.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But yeah, Cody comes away with the win after all kinds of weird shenanigans and a low blow and whatever. Randy did get up after the fact, tagged Cody with the belt, which was...
And still no explanation for that either, huh?
No, not really. And then hit him with a punt. I thought for sure we were setting up a match for Backlash, but again, we're not talking about Randy Orton on Raw. So who knows?
I read that the original plan was Randy and Pat McAfee versus Cody and Jelly Roll, but Pat walked out of the whole thing because it was such a disaster. So now they're dropping the Jelly Roll match. Which sucks for Jelly Roll.
I heard Pat McAfee straight up said that he was done.
Yeah. And that sucks for Jelly Roll. I wonder if that's why they're not talking about it, because the whole plan, the main event of WrestleMania, just went off the rails and like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're just going
to make it make sense, man.
Yeah, do something with it. But yeah, I have no idea what we're going to see out of Randy Orton moving forward. I was hoping that maybe he would get a rematch at Backlash and get the win. That way he moves up above. I think that would put him above Triple H in title reigns, which he deserves. He's been such a consistent and good worker.
Yep.
But yeah, so that closed out night one. Night one overall, I'd give like a C. It was fine. That last match is definitely getting a D because the ending made no sense.
Yeah, I think D is being generous.
Yeah. The match
Um,
itself was fine. Both of them are adequate in-ring performers. It's just I have no idea what we're doing with any of this.
they don't either, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's pretty apparent that you have WWE and you have TKO competing over what's happening, and it is like oil and water. That's horrible for the company.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just I don't know. It's just it was a weird way to end a night and then not have a follow up. But on to night 2, we opened up with probably my favorite match,
hmm
I think overall, and that's Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, and that ended exactly the way it should have. Brock
hmm
Lesnar got manhandled by Obafemi, who by far got the biggest pop out of anyone on the whole show, main event or not.
Dude, and he deserves it. That guy is awesome. I love watching the crowd dancing along while he's doing his walk. It's that's like my favorite part. And the chants, they're just reused
Oba,
Goldberg
Oba,
chants.
Oba. Yeah.
But man, that guy is full of charisma. He is a
Yeah.
beast. That was the right move to destroy Lesnar and just absolute pass the torch.
Yeah, that like 100%. And a lot of people online were like, Brock Lesnar tried to steal the thunder from Oba's victory by retiring. And I was like, if anything, that made Oba's victory that much more devastating because he got beat so bad that he knew it was time to go.
hmm So speaking of that, apparently that was not the plan. Yeah, I guess they were supposed to have a trilogy of matches and then Brock retire at SummerSlam, but he just made an audible and like nobody in the company knew. He just, I'm done. Do you think
The
he's
I've heard a rumor on this that 3 people knew what
who?
was going to happen. Oba, Lesnar, and Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman was given full creative control over
Mm.
the whole Obafemi Brock Lesnar rivalry,
Yeah, it
which
just
is the
seems
right
like
call.
yeah, I agree. But even watching it back and knowing now, but you can watch when Brock first takes off his gloves because Michael Cole and Wade Barrett in the background just, doing their thing with the paperwork. And Wade like slaps Michael Cole. He's like, look, and they're like looking at each other like panicking because they don't know what to say. And Michael Cole even addressed that. He's like, it was such a shock to us. We just sat there in silence. I I just wonder how much of it is Brock being Brock, because this is what he does. If he's tired of the company and what it's become, if he's just walking out, on his own terms.
I think, yeah, I think this is Brock just being done. Not to be confused with Brock taking his ball and going home. I think Brock is legitimate, just finished with pro wrestling, which is
Right.
fine. He's old enough. He's done everything you could possibly do in WWE. Like, what else is there for him, really? Unless he suddenly just wants a tag team title run
That's fair. I just
on a
feel
whim.
like, well, because and you never believe everything on the internet, right? But there's also rumor that it was supposed to be Brock and Gunther also retires Brock. If I were Brock, I'd say screw that and retire on my own too. It benefited Oba so much more than ever would Gunther. I would
Yeah.
not even care about Gunther retiring Brock. It'd be just another snore fest for me.
And it just ends in a rear naked choke.
Right. I think Brock did the right thing.
Yeah, I think Brock calling the audible and just retiring, and it caught me off guard too when I was watching. I was like, "There's no way he's just," because like I saw him sitting there in the middle, and I'm like, And then all of a sudden we started taking off the gloves, and I was like, "I'm getting a real Undertaker being done at WrestleMania vibe here." And then he started unlacing the boots. I was like, "Oh, this is it." And those people was like, "Oh, it's a fake retirement," and I was like, "No, no, those are real tears out of him and Heyman's eyes. Unless both of them suddenly became proficient stage actors." That was real.
Seeing Brock Lesnar cry was like that was bizarre.
Yeah, well, and the crowd going from like booing him 1 minute to "Thank you, Brock" chants the very next instant, which he deserves. The guy has done a ton of stuff in WWE. How he behaves outside of that is a completely different story, right? The character of
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar that was in the squared circle is different
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
As a human being, he's not the greatest character, but as a performer, then he's nobody will ever match. Well, Oba might match that, but
I hope they feed everyone to Obafemi. I hope he
that
just goes in and steamrolls everyone. I want
The
him to
only
give
thing
like
is,
suplexes and back body drops and whatever to everyone on the roster.
I hope they don't hold this against him though. Like if Brock really
No.
did retire without anybody knowing, I hope they don't hold this against Oba if he did know, because that seems like something the company would do. So like if they feel
I
like
agree
Oba
with that.
knew and didn't tell anybody or anything like that, I hope the company doesn't hold them against him, because there are some
Here's
people I feel like are petty in charge.
here's
So
the thing.
here's to hoping, because it was a really good match. I haven't watched WrestleMania since like the single digits, maybe the low doubles. So it's been a long time, and like that was the first match I watched.
I'm
That
gonna
was really, really good.
I'm gonna
Like
give my
for
Mhm.
2
what it
cents.
was.
I'm gonna give my 2 cents of speculation on this one. I think Oba is going to be massively protected by everyone in the back, regardless of what higher ups think. Especially if Heyman is in his corner to push him, even if it's behind the scenes. If you have Paul Heyman on your side, you have so much extra clout
Mhm.
backstage. Because not only can you advocate for yourself, you have someone who has decades of experience in the business, who has been responsible for writing some of the best storylines in wrestling history, going to bat for you. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter who you are. When Paul Heyman talks to you about pro wrestling, you're going to pay attention.
I agree with that. I
So
think Eric, you do have a good point though, that is something that would happen. The pettiness.
I feel like that would happen more in the Vince era than it would now. Mostly
See,
because
I think
as long as Obafemi is getting crowd reactions and crowd engagement, which means more money for TKO, they're going to
Mhm.
let it run because TKO is going to
I
make
see the
money.
opposite. Because
TKO is more concerned about making money than anything else. This doesn't exclude money from them, Eric. It generates money. So
yeah,
it's
no,
something that they're going to be okay with.
but see, I think Vince would have loved it more because he's a big guy. So he would have seen everything that happened. He'd be like, he's my new big. I love it. I don't even got to worry about finding one.
Vince loves big guys until they do something he didn't tell them to do.
I don't know.
Big Show
We'll
got
see.
punished for being too athletic.
Mhm.
Test got punished for not doing stupid gimmicks.
Mhm.
Um, Brock Lesnar got punished with a title reign, which made me laugh because Brock Lesnar didn't want to be a title holder because he was a part timer, and Vince, because he pushed back, Vince put the title on him. So Vince has a history of burying big guys if they don't do exactly as he says. So I think Oba has a better chance.
I definitely hope you're right, because it'd
But
be a shame because I saw him.
we got to get moving. So next one up, Intercontinental ladder match, it's like a 6-way ladder match. The only
Yes.
problem I had with this was a commercial break covered the
Mhm.
entrance of 3 of the wrestlers.
Mhm.
Super disrespectful for a WrestleMania.
I didn't even see that because I watched on Netflix.
Super disrespectful. You didn't get to see Rusev make his walk down. You didn't get to see JD McDonough make his way down. You didn't get to see, was it Dragon Lee? I
With
think
his
was the
cool
other
dragon
one.
wings.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
get
they
to
did
have
him
an
dirty.
entrance during the live stream of it. Rey Mysterio did bring out the old school entrance, which I loved, where he like shoots up out of the stage. Love
As
that.
Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah, with his Deadpool costume, which was pretty dope. All of the luchadors being in red costume was also a fun bit of coordination.
Mhm.
Out of the 6, Penta's entrance was the best. With the Shao Kahn outfit, I dug
Yes.
that.
And Seth coming out of smoke was super cool too.
Yeah,
Talking about Mortal
Seth's
Kombat.
jacket smoking was dope.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't. We're talking about ads a little bit, but I don't love that they're now putting ads in the wrestlers' entrances.
No.
The Mortal
That's
Kombat
just
logo all over Penta's stuff is just crazy to me.
They've done that in the past.
Have they really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I never saw it when I was.
They've
used to
done that,
watch,
but
but it
they've
was
done
like
that a
a
lot
decade
before the
ago.
TKO era. Because
Gross.
they did it
I
with
hate that.
the Miz's entrance when he was in the shitty string of WWE sponsored movies.
But with this match, I got to say the one thing I liked, it was nice and fast, and like putting in, I can't think of his name, not JD McDonough, but the other guy, big strong dude.
Oh, Rusev.
Rusev.
Yes, that was a nice thing to put in there because everyone else was like a high flyer a little bit, and then to put Rusev in there is just like the giant that just fucking has strength and throws shit around. That was a nice mix. I thought that was smart.
I'm
I
sad
agree.
that Rusev didn't come back in time to have one more match with John Cena before he retired, because that was a dope rivalry for the U.S. title.
Yep, I agree.
But anyway, so that match, lots of good spots,
Mhm.
well
Lots of
paced.
super kicks.
Yeah,
That's true.
That was the most super kicks I've ever seen in my life. And I
You
was
should
I
watch a
watched the
typical
whole
Usos
Attitude
tag.
Era.
You should watch an Usos tag match on any given Raw or SmackDown. You'll get at least 15.
Like I was like, dude, why is it a super kick and then a super kick and then a super?
It's a transition move. It's a transmission move now. That's all it
Mhm.
is.
It's awful though. Like
It's the same. It's the same way the
respect
DDT.
Shawn Michaels.
The DDT went from a finisher to just a move. It's just part of a move set now. Instead
Stunner
of being
isn't.
like a,
That's what matters.
no, there's
Stunner's still a
there's
finisher.
10,000 cutters. There's 10,000 cutters. Stone Cold's is still unique in the fact that he does like the kick to the stomach, and then
And he flips you off too. You can't forget that.
I think that's usually what kept people down. Was the middle finger at the end.
That's how I end all my fights.
Yeah.
I used to love that. That was the best thing about Stone Cold. He jump on top of you,
Javon-
he start flipping you off like that. you
We
can't get
gotta
up
we
from
gotta stay
that.
on topic. We gotta stay on topic. I know
Okay.
you love the Attitude Era, but we're past it. Good spots. JD McDonough with the Spanish Fly was impressive to watch. I didn't know that was something he could pull out of his bag. So good for the Klingon of the Judgment Day.
Javon Evans had the best moves in that match, dude.
Oh, for
hands
sure.
down.
Javon Evans is insanely athletic.
Oh,
I
it
would
was
love to
ridiculous,
see him
dude.
be a mid-card title holder soon.
He had two of the biggest pops, I think.
Yeah.
Two of the best moves, hands down.
Like Javon Evans. He also got fined.
For what?
What?
He got fined $500 because when the camera first cut to him when he made his entrance, he wasn't expecting the crowd reaction. He went, "Oh fuck!"
I didn't know that.
He was super shocked at the whole crowd, and so he was like, "Oh fuck!" So they fined him.
love
Which
I
is
think
Totally
that
worth
would've been-
$500.
It's $500. Yeah, like I'd pay $500 to just have Javon Evans yell at me.
Right
What a weird
person won the
move.
match though. Penta needed to win that.
And
Javon Evans had to
would
look
have been-
good. No,
Javon
he had
Evans
to
was
look
my
good.
pick to win it. Javon Evans was my pick.
He looked really good, and the fans love him more now because of it, and he'll win it next time.
I hope
That's
so.
the
I
build
really
up.
do.
I agree with Eric. Yeah.
So from there, we had Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Trick Williams'
Awful.
worst costume of WrestleMania. Period.
Yeah.
He looked like he was dragging a long old piece of toilet paper all the way down to the ring.
He did. That's exactly what it looked like.
It looked like he stepped in TP on his way down.
It was the worst
Yeah.
camera work and the worst fight, dude. Because
No,
like, if
the
you
worst
watch
camera
first...
work. The worst camera work was was night one when the cameraman fell down.
Oh no, dude!
Do you guys not remember that in the transition?
I-
It was the women's tag
I
match. He
didn't
was going
see
to
it.
run around the turnbuckle and straight just ate it while he was the live cam. Like they were streaming his camera, and all of a sudden you see it just go whoop, bam.
But the reason I
You
say
saw him in
worst
the background getting helped up by some of the other cable runners. I was like, oh.
But if you watch the Sami Zayn fight, like the first time he gets him down and he's like punching Trick in the face, you can noticeably see him not even get near his face, like when he's like trying to sell it. If I was a cameraman, I definitely wouldn't have been that close looking at that because like it was so sloppy looking. Like the beginning of that fight was awful. The only good move was that brain buster that Sami Zayn pulled on like the
Mhm.
edge of the ring, like between the outside.
Sami Zayn's super good. He's just boring right now to me.
Like that was the best thing of the whole fight was that one move, that brain buster right there. After that, like it was just boring. Like I didn't get into it at all. Like I didn't care who won. Didn't matter to me. That was the one good move, and then everything else was just kind of okay. I'm here. Let's fast forward to the next one.
There was some interference from Lil Yachty, who accompanied Trick Williams out to the ring to give him the
Unnecessary.
edge to get the victory over Sami Zayn, which is fine. I wanted Trick Williams to hold that title because it's one, it was time to take it off Sammy, and two, it's a good time to start pushing some younger talent
Yeah.
Mhm.
with these runs to see where they go. Because Trick Williams, real good on the mic,
Mhm.
good crowd charisma, good crowd work. It's time to see how he does with the title around his waist and just see where it goes. So I think this was the right call.
What happened with Carmelo Hayes? Because he was champ like real recently, and he's pretty hot. Like, what happened with that?
I think he's hurt because I haven't seen him
Oh,
on
that would
TV
make
for a while.
sense.
Yeah. Street Profits are back, by the way. They made their return on Raw.
Dude, I wish they would push Montez Ford to the moon. He should be world champ. I love that guy.
I like Montez Ford. I do. I don't know if he's ever going to be the single star that everybody thinks he can be.
Which sucks because he's so great.
He is great. I do like him. And I do like I said, good crowd work, good mic work. Has had good gimmicks, but we're off topic. Next fight, Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Demon gets A+ for WrestleMania entrance because his entrances are always good.
Hmm. His matches are always good too.
Yeah, they did the thing where they sprayed the little black and red streamers all over everything that looked like a fountain of blood with the way they had the lighting, which was super dope.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And he did his traditional, like, typical demon entrance, which is always amazing. Dominic Mysterio came out being carried on like a palanquin that was shaped like some Aztec warrior stuff, which again, super funny. That Dom continues to like disrespectfully use luchador things all the time. Dom attempted to be a skeevy heel the whole time, was completely overcame by the demon Finn Balor, who got the victory as it should be when he busts out the demon persona.
Hmm.
Nothing flashy though in the match. It was just average to me. Like I didn't see anything. They had some good back and forth, but like
it was good to
nothing.
see the demon back,
Yeah, that's probably the best part.
and it was good to see the demon get a victory.
I think the demon being back is all people cared about. The match could have been 30 seconds long, and people were like, okay, cool, demon's back though.
Yeah, the demon's back. And Mysterio lost another match, and no one cares. He is
Right.
Win or lose, Dominic Mysterio is going to be the one that everybody loves to hate.
Yep.
That felt like a filler match to me. Like just like we have to introduce the demon, and Dom needs to get beat up. So like let's just put them together.
Demon. The demon has been a long-standing gimmick.
But like, I don't know. I don't get like to me it just felt filler. Like we just got to.
It was fine, and it was a good transition to get Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day.
See, Eric, I agree with you because this, like I was talking about, the super long, drawn out stories. It should have happened last year, and then I would have really cared about it. This year, it's like, okay, they're finally doing it, and I love that the demon's back, but I've lost interest in the actual story of those two.
But at least it's done. We're finished.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And so yeah, that was, like I said, that was fine. I'd give that match like a C as far as like match quality goes. I'd give that a B. I'd give that a low B, actually.
I was gonna say a B. Yeah.
A+ for a demon entrance is always gonna be.
The biggest reason it gets like I would go lower just because there was no big pops other than the entrance. I think that was the most excited anybody was.
Shenanigans.
There was no big pop.
The full break, instead of being thrown into the table to the sling blade clothesline, got a huge reaction.
I must have missed
the
it.
Shotgun drop kick always gets a huge pop. It doesn't matter when Finn Balor pulls that one out. The shotgun drop kick's always getting a pop, and the coup de grace got a huge pop.
Mhm.
So plenty of spots. Next was Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I also called this match incorrectly.
Did you really?
I had Jade overcoming Rhea. I thought that would be the wise decision to continue to build Jade Cargill as the absolute powerhouse.
Is she doing as well as people had hoped?
Yeah, yes and no. I think she's performing exactly as we could expect a powerhouse female wrestler to perform. I think people overhyped her and then were let down because she wasn't a 10 in every category.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I watched her a little bit in AEW, but I don't think I've actually seen her other than because I was at Saturday Night Main Event when they were here,
Mhm.
and she just destroyed Tiffany Stratton, which I was shocked at.
Poor
I don't think I've seen her wrestle at all. So
So I've watched several of her matches from AEW and then several of her matches since she got to WWE, and she has shown a noticeable improvement in
that's good.
quality ring work. Where
Good.
I think she's struggling is to get a full-blown character under herself that she can carry on her own. And I think that's where a lot of the struggle is.
I think she
Because
has such a great head start playing off the Storm gimmick with the X-Men stuff. That's so smart, and I love it. She's cool. I just don't know much about her.
yeah, and like I said, I think it's fine. I wouldn't have pulled the title off of her for Rhea, but I understand why. But we're not seeing this wasn't the end of Jade Cargill, like by far. There's so many places they could take her character, and she's still such a good in-ring worker that she's gonna be back in the title picture not long from
Quickly.
now, if not immediately. Yeah.
Well, you got to look at like Rhea Ripley didn't beat her by herself. That was smart to use interference because it shows that Rhea Ripley needed help to win.
So yeah, so Jade
it was smart
Cargill's
to do.
minions came out first to run interference, and then Io Sky took him out, which gave Rhea the edge. Which her reversal of
Yeah, that was
Jade's
pretty
finisher
slick.
into a Riptide was slick. That was one of the best, like, of this WrestleMania. That was probably the best reversal
Hmm.
for the whole show.
Hmm.
That
And I
match
love
was very
that.
solid. Like
See,
it was good. It was nice to see back and forth. They worked well together.
Yeah,
and
I
think
love
like
I
there's
really
something
liked-
to do there.
I really liked that match.
Yeah, that was a good match. Like B+ for them.
I would even
like-
give it an A.
You
I
give it
thought
an
it
A?
was
I'd give
a
it a
lot
B+.
of fun.
Good match.
The
Both of them came out looking strong. I think still both of them came out looking like they're gonna stay in the title picture. So we'll see where it goes.
It's going to set up a big three-way, and we got to find a third partner for Rhea Ripley and her minion. So that's
I
what's
think
going to
that-
be next.
I think the transitional rivalry is going to be against Asuka and Kairi Sane. I think that's going to be the transitional feud while they spool up a new opponent for Rhea Ripley.
How sad that Asuka has become a transitional
I know.
person. That's awful.
She got buried by Charlotte Flair unfairly.
Yeah.
That's going to be a whole different episode of me shitting on Charlotte Flair for burying Asuka. I could talk
Yeah, we
about
could
that
do
for
that.
an hour.
I was gonna say that would be an easy episode.
So
we have to get to my favorite part, though.
Danhausen
Danhausen.
versus The Miz and the Mini-Hausens and the
Yeah.
Hausen Mobile.
Yeah, but the best part of the whole thing is when he Cole referred to them as midgets, and he even said, like, before anybody gets mad at me, they told me to call them that.
Yeah.
He's like, all you people at social media, before you get upset, they told me to refer to them as the midgets.
My favorite part was when Danhausen went,
Perfect.
get him, and all of the midgets jumped Kit Wilson. Like,
So-
all of them. Like,
We watched night 2 with Anna's parents, which is her parents are like old wrestling fans.
yeah.
And obviously they didn't know who Danhausen was. Her dad was dying so hard that whole time when Danhausen like get him and he's like, yeah, punch him in the dick, and he punched him in the dick. He's like, I knew it.
Yeah, dude. Danhausen goes, get him, and that one walks up, just goes, bam, to Kit Wilson. I was like, oh. And then he
Oh,
did it to
man.
The Miz. I was like, so good.
Is that Rick Rude, by the way? Is that like his younger son or something? Because like he started doing the like Rick Rude thing with his hands up, moving his hips. I'm like, the dude's just stealing a gimmick. Or Val Venus, one of the
He's
other.
just stealing the gimmick
the
is
newest
all.
thing.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you know-
Danhausen had a good gimmick. For
the
that.
fact that my favorite part of the entire WrestleMania weekend was a comedy act, one, I think says a lot about the product in general, but man, Danhausen's so funny.
Yeah,
Does he wrestle?
Danhausen's just a joy. Sometimes
Was he any good?
he mostly just curses people, and then they have to go suck up to him to get the curse taken off.
Hmm. Yeah, that was pretty. That was definitely the best part of WrestleMania. That was
I
Danhausen.
love Danhausen.
I was really
That was
upset.
great.
So we get to the main event of CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I called this match right. I knew Roman Reigns was going to win. Ugh,
Mhm.
I hate it. I think I may have actually may have called CM Punk to win just because I like CM Punk, but I should say I don't know if I like CM Punk. I just like him better than Roman Reigns.
But when you
Stop it.
think about it, what was left for CM Punk at that point? They need.
Nothing.
I think throwing Roman back in with the Bloodline is a ratings grasp, and the way they did it was ridiculous. But if Punk would have won, it's like, okay, well, what do we have left to do?
Yeah.
So I think Roman was the only choice.
Oh, for sure. It doesn't
No.
hurt that he's related to The Rock.
New talent. That
Yeah.
would be the choice. Find new people.
Oba,
No,
Well,
you
feed
just keep-
feed everyone to Oba. Oba should hold every title. He should be both halves of a tag team.
This would have been
Give
the best
every
time, though.
piece of gold to Oba Femi.
This
He
would have
could be
been
like
the best time
Ultimo
to get a
Dragon.
Yes.
new big guy in there to interfere in that fight to start a new feud, so we could stop seeing the same four people bing bang the fucking belt back and forth. Give me somebody new. I would take LA Knight. LA Knight was already there.
He's never gonna get a heavyweight title.
But like,
If they
okay,
It's so stupid.
It's so sad. But I
It's
digress. We need
wild
to
to
talk
me.
about the match. We got to talk about the match.
I mean,
Eric.
I didn't like it.
Eric.
I was. This is weird to say, but I was a little bit disappointed that the Usos didn't interfere because I was. If they're going to go
kinda.
back to the awful Bloodline stuff, I at least want them to be the bad guys, and interfering in the main event of WrestleMania to go back to that group, in my opinion, would have been the only way to do it. Having a clean win where then he just shows up and the Usos are like, "All right, cool, we're back." I'm like, what? There was so much opportunity given that I wouldn't love either direction anyway, but that would have been the lesser of the evils. I know everybody wants a clean finish at Mania. I get it. And the match was good, but it was like I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and then it ended. I was like, oh, okay.
I gotta say, my biggest problem with this match was not the pacing. Eric didn't like the pacing.
I didn't either.
Which they're both old, man. You gotta take breaks. They are both like one has had 2-3 bouts with cancer in his life, and the other one is old. Let them have their rest spots. It makes sense.
Yeah, but make it shorter then, because you have
Yeah,
to take so
exactly.
many. You have to take so many rests to make it that long. Like, I'm not against pacing because it's great. Like when you're watching it for 5 minutes,
and I don't have
perfect,
the issue with it because the rest spots they were taking were after big moves that hurt both of them. It was after a superplex. It was after a diving elbow to the outside of the ring. It was after something else. My issue with that match was Roman Reigns picked up a set of steps.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Tagged CM Punk in the face with them, and the ref was just like, meh.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. And Eric, real quick, while we're talking about the pacing thing, all the other Mania matches were like 5 to 7 minutes. The main event was 30. They could have given the main event 15, cut it in half, and given everybody else another couple of minutes, and it would have been a much better show, top to bottom.
Yeah.
They didn't need a 30-minute main event with 15 minutes worth of rests.
Yeah, that was my only thing. Like, there's just too many. Like, it was great to see. Like, they were really good, and the beginning of the match was great. Like, I'm not against spots where they take rest because it is smart to do big moves so you can get your rest spot in. The only thing was, like, you could probably count on 4 hands how many rest spots they had. And it was like, man, come on. Like, it was just, it was too long. Too much. Like, and they're great. Like I said, the beginning was good. If you would have gave me like 10, 15 minutes of them doing that, I would have understood. But we're getting into like, man, come on. Like, this is crazy.
But yeah, so Reigns wins despite Punk's best efforts. I did like the Punk like collapse at the very end, where he took that one last swing that missed. That felt very like CM Punk fighting to the bitter end, which was the character they're kind of going after with him. Which is fine. I give that match like a B minus.
I would say a B, and I understand why they did that, but I just don't love the fact that they're really pushing the "hey, you're so old" thing, and then they make him look so old and weak. I'm like, this is one of your very top guys. You keep putting everything on, and then you're calling him old and weak. Like, how am I supposed to believe any of this matters then.
Yeah, I think they were leaning more into he's not the Punk he used to be, but he still has the heart, which is fine for
Well,
the
that's
storyline
fair.
because you've seen that for a lot of older wrestlers. They did it with Shawn Michaels, they did it with Ric Flair, they did it with a lot of other guys. Punk is
Hulk
at a
Hogan.
stage where no, Hulk Hogan buried people even when he was old. Quit bringing up Hulk Hogan. He was a terrible person. You bring him up all the time like he's this
I
paragon
don't.
of wrestling. His matches are boring. He was a terrible person backstage.
Hmm. But he could
Like,
work a crowd, brother.
He could work a crowd, but he buried so many people because of
He
his
did.
pride.
He did.
And if you want to see how far his pride got him, you need to watch the SummerSlam where he had a match against Shawn Michaels.
Best match ever.
And watch
That was
somebody who
good,
can
though.
actually work oversell every move that Hulk Hogan did.
That
But
was
I
so funny.
digress. We need to talk about how many ads there were in this WrestleMania.
Dude, so my current take on WWE is they are very much quantity over quality. The production just at Mania, multiple times, Eric, you already brought it up. I was like, wow, this is like bad. It was just weird camera cuts, weird, like the lights being off in weird spots.
Too many
Plus-
camera transitions.
Yeah, just ad after ad. I'm like, okay, we get it. Hulk Hogan has a biography or whatever coming out, but it's just too much in your face, and there's nothing of substance I care about.
Yeah. And like I said, everyone was saying it was like, I can't believe there was ads in WrestleMania. I was like, there's always been ads in WrestleMania, but this was a lot.
Mhm.
The product placement for the movies was fine. The advertisements for the movies was fine. They've always done that, despite what everyone on the internet would like to believe. People on the internet have very selective memory.
That's fair.
Well, that's why it
And
was
so-
so good for me to watch this one because I haven't watched since, like I said, single or low double digits, and to see how much it's changed was just really cool in a way.
Yeah,
Like,
the amount of non-match time was
different.
disproportionate to match time.
well,
Mhm.
absolutely, it was crazy. The storylines, like, I found myself having to fast forward through some stuff because I'm like, I don't really care about all this, dude. Like,
I was playing
let's do
I was
this.
playing Baldur's Gate between matches because that's how long it was taking. Which it always takes a long time between matches in WrestleMania because they have to set up the next entrance, which
Mhm.
is fine. But it was like, why am I watching the third advertisement for Mortal Kombat? Not that
We
I'm
just
not
need-
excited for that movie because I am, but
we got to cut down entrance times and stuff with entrances. Like, this is getting too crazy.
the match would have been shorter between CM Punk and Roman Reigns if it didn't take Roman Reigns 25 minutes to get down to the
I
ring.
did like how it started, though. I did have to skip through it, but like, I liked his entrance the way it
with the
started.
classical
Like,
piano.
that was
But then
cool.
he takes. Everyone was always making jokes because they would like tease Undertaker, like, it took you 5 minutes to get down to the ring. I timed one of Roman Reigns's over 10 minutes. 10 minutes from him showing up at the top of the ramp until he got his plodding behind into the ring. 10
You
minutes.
almost said something else.
I did.
Yeah, and that's people always talk about his aura because he's got all this swagger. I'm like, no, he just takes a long ass time walking down. There's a big difference.
The best Roman Reigns entrance ever was the one that got interrupted by LA Knight.
Yes.
Everybody just needs to do like the Warrior, dude. Just shoot down the ramp, get in the ring, let's get it going.
Your love for the Warrior and Hulk Hogan bothers me.
I don't love them.
I
that
love
much.
Warrior
Like,
too.
I don't. He was boring.
I liked his entrances and like his energy. Like, he was always
Cocaine
like,
was
good to
different
go.
in the 80s. I will give you that. I'll acknowledge that
I mean-
cocaine was different in the 80s.
Or the tape scene. But anyways, but yeah, they need to come in quicker. The entrances need to be smaller, so that way we don't have so much time. Like, I don't need a biography. Like, wasn't there like a biography like in at the end, like before CM Punk came out? Did they do like some rehashing the past? And like before
Yes.
Roman came out, it's like,
which is
dude,
fine.
What,
It's
what are
WrestleMania.
we doing
You
here?
should
We
be
yearbooking
doing-
this? Like, what?
But you should be doing big entrances at WrestleMania, right? But when your entrance is you walking down the ramp for 10 minutes, that's not an entrance. That's you padoodling.
I
See,
mean, your entrances can be somewhat good, but like, I don't need a yearbook. Like, this isn't like Make a Dream or something.
But you
Like,
liked Cody's and his was a yearbook.
I didn't like Cody's. I like Roman Reigns. You're remembering this wrong. I like the
How
beginning.
can you
I didn't like
Roman
how long
Reigns?
it
Where
was.
he's blah, blah, blah.
I like the beginning.
And then
it
there's
was
a 20-minute
cool.
break for
But
everyone
that
to
was
go
the
get
problem.
chips,
Is it
and then it takes like another
like
3 steps down to the ring.
like that was my problem? Is like it just took too long. It started cool.
6
He could
new
have came out
wrestling
quicker.
fans are born. 15
Punk's-
minutes later, he's finally in the ring.
Yeah.
Punk's entrance was weird too. I didn't have a problem with the year booking at part, which is my new favorite term. But the way he came out and just stood there and there was no music, all the screens were off, which made that god awful set look even worse. But it looked like such a mistake from production. Punk is just standing there. And I get they want like the crowd chanting the whole, clobbering
Yeah.
time bullshit. But it just felt like this is the main event, the main guy, the world champion entrance. I'm like, why is it silent? We're just sitting here.
I think it was supposed to. It was a poorly explained nod to the people that he had on his jacket.
Yeah, they had to explain it
I
once
think
he
that was
got down
supposed to
there.
be like a moment of silence because he had those guys' names printed on his jacket. He had the guy on his arm. He had the 3 people on his back, all of which had been longtime
3 on his
employees.
arm.
Was it 3 on his
3
arm?
on his arm, 1 on his chest, 1 on his back.
Gotcha.
And this
So
was
that
the
was
first
supposed to be a
WrestleMania.
moment of silence?
I think
It was-
so. It was
it was
just
the
really
first
poorly
WrestleMania with a-
explained.
It was the first WrestleMania without the 3 on his arm. The guy in the
'Cause they had
front. I
passed
think-
away.
Yeah, this was the very first WrestleMania because they all worked at every WrestleMania before this one.
Mhm.
So, and then the guy in his chest, I think, trained him, and the guy in his back was his mentor, and they had all passed away. So that was the deal with it. But I didn't watch the yearbook thing. I just flipped through it, so I didn't even know about that.
It was. I think it was supposed to be
Cole
a really
explained it.
poorly explained moment of silence for the people that were on Punk's jacket, which they should have brought up before he came out.
Yeah, they brought it out
Instead
like
of
once he was
after
in the ring.
got to the ring. Yeah, so it looked weird.
Having a moment of silence in your main event world champion's entrance was supposed to be one of the most exciting parts of the whole show.
Yeah,
0
I'm
out of
not saying
10.
it's right. Yeah, I'm not saying that was the right call. I'm just
That's
explaining
terrible.
I would've
what I
done it-
think the reasoning was behind it.
I would have done it at the end. Like once
Yeah.
everything was done, I would have done a big memorial and then done it that
Or-
way and went out
Why
like
not?
that.
Why not replace one of the commercial sets with an in memoriam for those people?
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
just replace one of the
something.
matches that were bad. Like you could have done that too. Like there was a few of them.
What were they? No, they would have cut Danhausen.
No, you don't cut that man. You give that man more time.
I will
He should-
fight you.
Danhausen needs more human monies.
Yeah.
Which
Dan
is
can
my
Housen-
have
favorite.
mine.
It's my favorite thing he asks people for. Is I need many human monies.
The only thing that we were missing at WrestleMania was the clapping guy. I don't know what his name is. He pops out of nowhere all the time.
Oh, Joe Hendry.
Joe
Yeah.
Hendry.
That was the only thing missing from all of WrestleMania. Where was that dude? I
Nobody
wanted
said
to
his name.
randomly see it.
Nobody said his name, so he couldn't show up.
Eric, you missed your chance. You should have yelled it. He would've
Yeah,
shown
I know,
up.
like-
you should have been at the show and started a Joe Hendry.
Got my
chant. He would've
megaphone
showed
out
up.
and started
Yeah.
screaming it when he doesn't come out. Be like, I thought you'd come out.
I like Joe.
You
Hendry.
can't
He
just
sings
say,
his
"Where's
own
clapping
wrestling
guy?"
theme.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, Joe Hendry. Yeah.
Where
dude.
was R-Truth?
Oh, and just to backtrack on one thing real quick, I know we're running
No.
cutting along, but
Super long.
Carmelo Hayes, he got written out by Creative. They decided to pivot. That's why he wasn't there.
I thought he got hurt.
No,
Yeah, he hurt his.
I looked him up. I looked everything up, and it says that they decided to pivot on him. Creative did. So he
see-
only had 91 days with the belt. But yeah, they pivoted from him to Trick, and that's why he had. Prior to that, Carmelo lost to Sammy because they wanted to change up WrestleMania.
Gotcha.
So I googled it earlier too, because I was curious, and it says during a SmackDown match with Sammy on April 3rd, he landed awkwardly and suffered a knee injury.
Yeah, see, I had heard injury as well.
I
And that's
wonder-
why Sammy got the belt and they pivoted to Trick versus Sammy because Carmelo was hurt.
And who knows with this company? They get something
That's
great,
it,
and they're like, "No, just kidding.
Who
Give
knows?
us more
Work or
money
shoot.
for less content." Right?
Work or shoot. Which is some
Usually I
of my
love
favorite
that, but-
speculation.
Yeah, I agree.
But so for WrestleMania overall, matches, B minus for all of them put together. I think I gave the whole show a B
Mhm.
minus, F minus for all of the advertisement.
And it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this
Next
out loud
year's
because I don't
WrestleMania is
want.
in Riyadh.
God.
I can't wait for full body cost. I can't wait for bodysuit women's wrestling again at a major pay per
WrestleMania.
view.
And I would be shocked if by this point next year we don't have ads on attires like Brock Lesnar used to have. I expect that soon.
Oh, real quick, we've talked about best costume. Sorry, worst costume. I know Trav doesn't agree. Ripley's, she's so pale with that white on. That was awful. I was like,
She
what
was-
are you doing?
She was doing Art the Clown.
Oh,
Out
I
of
was
your
like-
mind as being the worst costume. Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, to me had the worst costume with the weird spiky, like.
The whitewashed dominatrix thing.
Yeah, it was like, but it wasn't like it was white leather. It was also white satin with spikes. It was
Well,
weird.
They were paying homage to Demolition, is what they said. But it was
Should have
like
had bigger spikes and football pads because that's what Demolition did.
no, that was LOD.
Oh,
Demolition.
that was LOD. That's right.
Demolition just got put in the Hall of Fame. There was Axe and Smash and Crusher, whoever it is.
Oh, that's
but-
right. That's right.
Man, their outfits were just like
I didn't care for it.
no,
The Bellas also get an F on anything that they touch.
just because they exist.
Yeah, fight me in the parking lot, Bella
Jeez.
Twins. I'm here for it. Don't send
Guys
Daniel
are-
Bryant; he'll win. I
Guys are
don't want to
vicious.
fight Daniel Bryan.
Oh, I think giving him an F is being generous.
That's fine. We can go all the way down to. I think they deserve a W. That's the lowest rating we can give. Is a W. 4 Z's and a -8. That's fine. I don't hate the Bella Twins that much, but gosh, I do not like them.
I will say this WrestleMania's made it so I might start checking out wrestling a little more often.
Anything that Javon Evans
looks like
touches is
it's
going to be
good.
fun to watch. That
Yes.
is exciting. Trick
should be
Williams is
your-
also good.
He should be your new up and comer. That Javon should definitely
Mhm.
be the newest. Like just because the way he hit his spots and like the moves were huge. Like the one where he bounced off the ropes. I don't remember who he grabbed off the ladder and drove him into the
Rusev.
ground. Like
Mhm.
your timing to do that and like
Mhm.
everything had to be
He's
good,
so
like
good.
just perfect.
I still laugh at the reason that he got fined. That's still forever going to be my favorite, like, weird WrestleMania fact of him being shocked at how many people were cheering.
I'm gonna have to YouTube that as soon as we're done.
Yeah, like he drew straight up. The camera cuts to his face, and he straight is just in the middle of dropping the F bomb. Like there's no confusion over what is being said. But yeah, the show was fine. It wasn't the most exciting WrestleMania.
I
And
think
it
they
wasn't the
worked
most
enough-
exciting WrestleMania match, which is still, I think, best WrestleMania match of all time is still going to be Shawn Michaels Undertaker.
I will fight
Mankind,
anybody who doesn't
Undertaker.
agree with it.
They burned the house down at WrestleMania
I don't-
25 with that match.
Hell in a
Mankind and
Cell.
Taker. That was not at WrestleMania. Otherwise,
Oh, okay.
I would agree. But yeah,
That was the best match all time. But
False.
It was
It's up there. It's not the best
I
match
would-
of all time.
it was best spot wise. It's top 5, I would say. Well,
Yeah.
probably top 3. But
Goldberg,
overall
Bret Hart,
actual
number
match-
1.
you're fired. Get out.
That's gonna go down as one of the worst matches like ever. It was just so bad.
Hogan and Warrior, and then Brett and Goldberg.
Yeah. Sean versus Hogan is still gonna be one of my favorite unintentional comedic spots.
I like
Dude,
watching
so-
it sometimes. It's so funny.
I'll be quick. This is off topic, but we watched the HBK Hulk Hogan match live. I had just got to Eastern, and so there was a big group of band people watching that match. There was like 50 of us there, and only like 5 of us were wrestling fans. And it was so funny because everybody was gathered around the TV, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is he doing that? I'm like, you don't know. Just enjoy the amusement.
Yeah. Just know that there was a plan put in place that everyone had agreed to until the day of the show when the plan changed. And the one person you should not put in a position to make you look like a clown
Was the guy
was
Oh,
not
so
involved in the
funny.
decision-making process because Sean was like, I thought this was supposed to be a 3-series set, and then I come out on top in the end. And Hulk was like, that's not going to work for me, brother. And he was like, well, prepared to buy part of the worst match in history.
Or the best, depending on how you look at
Yeah.
it.
When he
But-
flopped and then rolled 4 times up the ramp after one clothesline was by far one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
But was
Yep.
this payback for the Montreal Screwjob? Let's
No.
just think about that. Was this
No,
karma
that was just
for that?
That's typical Hulk Hogan backstage behavior.
I think it's karma, though. The
Doesn't
karmic
matter.
gods getting Shawn Michaels back.
Oh, Shawn Michaels wasn't even that involved in the Montreal Screwjob. He was more of a patsy than he was anything else.
And I'm just playing. I like Bret Hart.
Yeah,
I think he's funny.
I think
And
he
he's
took
Canadian.
more of the blame for that than what he was. I'm not saying he wasn't part of like the talks for it being happened, but I guarantee John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon were the ones that had the
Mhm.
final say so in all of that.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
feel
agree.
like Shawn Michaels now, ever since he became sober and started talking about wrestling, I think if he did have more of a say in it, he would have came out and said it. He seems the type now, like at this stage of his life, like he would have came out and like straight up. I think he has apologized, hasn't he? Or
Oh,
said
yeah.
something
Yeah.
to Brett about it.
Him
even
and
though-
Brett buried the hatchet a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so I don't feel like he had anything really to do with it,
Yeah.
other than like you said, he was just a patsy. Like he was a young kid getting a shot at the title, beating Bret Hart, like the Hitman
And
in his home city. Like that was huge.
I gotta say, part of it is also Brett's fault because the plan was to drop the title at that, and then Brett was like, "No, I'll drop it on like a random televised show instead." But this was at a time when a bunch of people were jumping ship from wrestling shows and
Mhm.
taking their titles with them. Brett was
shocking-
notoriously bad at not advocating for himself backstage because he
Mhm.
thought his reputation for in-ring performance was the only qualifying factor. I like Bret Hart, one of the best technically sound dudes in the ring. A lot of his problems stem from not advocating for himself more.
He also, I side with Brett on most things he's upset about, but I agree that him making that demand and refusing to drop the title was the wrong call, and they did what they had to do.
Yeah.
How it happened is probably not the right answer, but
No, yeah, that probably wasn't the way to go about it, especially not in Canada.
yeah. But
The only thing I'll agree with him on is Goldberg is a trash wrestler. Like I will agree with Brett
yes.
on that every day. Goldberg is not
think
a
we
great
can-
wrestler.
all agree.
Goldberg
He's not even
was
a good
great-
person.
Goldberg was a great character and a bad
I think they should have
wrestler.
ran the gimmick out in the beginning. Like he goes like, or he wins all his first matches, and then all of a sudden someone beats me and he never comes back. Kind of like Ronda Rousey with UFC. Like that would have been the best way to
She's
play
in
it.
AEW now. She's still a professional wrestler.
No, I mean like when she was in UFC and she won all those matches and then she lost one and quit. Or
And she
lost
quit,
two
yeah.
maybe.
She lost 2 in a row pretty devastatingly.
Yeah, and then she quit. But yeah,
But
so
anyway.
I think Goldberg should have done that, and that should have been it. But like I said,
Long
WrestleMania, I
episode.
think it was pretty good. I'll probably
Like
come back
see.
and watch it a little bit. I liked how the young wrestlers got a lot of spots, so I get to
Mhm.
see who's up and coming. I think that was really smart, even though they didn't win a lot of their matches. It was nice to see because now you can get excited about what might happen. And since I haven't been watching like you guys all the time, I don't have as much negativity because I haven't seen them drag it through the dirt yet. So I'm going to come with a little bit more positivity just because I've been gone for probably 20 years. We'll see what
I'm
happens.
manifesting into reality a future tag team between Zack Ryder and LA Knight, and we could have Knight Rider as a tag team.
They just need to give LA Knight a big belt.
I just figured out who my new tag champs in my wrestling game are going to be. Knight Rider. That's so
Zack
funny.
Ryder to LA Knight. Be called Knight Rider. It'd be perfect. It sets itself up.
Zack
yeah,
Ryder
that's-
wasn't there, was he? At
No.
WrestleMania. I just thought of that. Is he? Because he just re-signed with WWE, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Ooh,
mean Matt Cardona, sometimes known
Yeah.
as Zack Ryder?
whatever?
They
he
should have
is
put him
now.
in the ladder match. I didn't realize that either, but that does kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
would've
think they
been
had the
good.
right. I think they had the right people for the ladder match.
They could
I
have had
would've put-
20 people in that match, and I'd been happy.
When is Gunther gonna retire Rey Mysterio?
Never.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention my theory. The reason we were getting the last final character super heel run from Randy Orton is his retirement is imminent.
Don't say that out loud.
Next WrestleMania
happening.
is his last
It's-
match.
No, it's happening this year. I can feel it.
I hope you're wrong. I would be
I hope it's to
so
Gunther.
much. No, no.
Just to see Scott get
I hope it's to Oba.
Oh,
Oba's the new one.
that I'd be okay with.
Feed everyone to Oba. Feed
Everybody.
everyone. I want him to have the women's tag titles.
I would
not
pay
enough
good money to
gold-
watch
There's
that.
not enough gold that we could put on Oba Femi.
Yeah, I
Oba
do.
would
I
be a
think
great way.
I do want to Photoshop Oba like in the Ultimo Dragon pose, just covered in belts. That's my real dream.
Also, since
Oba
we're not
putting
doing
it.
anything with Otis, we need to bring back that other guy and get Heavy Machinery back into the tag talks.
Yeah, I'd go with
Miss
that.
Heavy Machinery. But anyway, we're gonna bring this episode to a close. We were talking WrestleMania this week. Next week we will be off back into our normal Nerdverse topics, which is sad. Hopefully soon we will be having a talk on life after pro wrestling. Scott and I have been discussing this topic very heavily with one another, mostly because we're both absolutely in love with one retired wrestler who's out there just doing great things.
God's
I thought you were
work.
going to say
talking
one
about-
another.
I mean, a little. But that's Diamond Dallas Page. I cannot express
God's
enough
work.
adoration for what he does after wrestling.
He is
But
what
with that,
every person,
oh, he's so
every
good.
person should aspire to be. I love
Yeah,
DDP.
he's just a good person inside and out, and
Mhm.
great teeth, very white. He does have strangely white teeth. But with that, we're going to bring this episode to a close. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, do all those fun algorithm things, and we will catch you next time.
Goodbye.
It's nice to say goodbye.